Yes.
Turn your video for them to spotlight you.
It's spotlighted, I think.
Okay, it's on. Yep, super.
This
No, because you're in that view.
Check whether you can hear me. Yeah, and I don't need this.
Yeah, look good.
gadget.
No, it would be nice.
Yeah, Pallavi?
Yes.
Little less. I think much better. Okay. I don't need to much better.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes all. Is it that's the maximum? Actually, maybe nice to come closer. That may be better. I don't have to use this.
as earth herself, reflecting careful efforts, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true goal. All of you for coming. It's so nice to see everyone again after 2 years at Sanskriti. My name is Shantam, and we're doing this in a hybrid form because some friends are joining us on Zoom because we could only bring 50 people here. But in a way, we didn't want to be just for us, but I know people have been coming here to Sanskriti Kendra for the last 26 years, ever since Kai came in 1997. He stayed here. And then, that's not necessary, that's there. Our host, Obi, he may arrive. He's been really the person who's been hosting us every time, and his family, Bhavnaji, Mayaji, and we're very grateful to them for space. I remember in 2008 when Kai was here, he spoke to Obi somewhere there, and he said, what a lovely place this should be for a Dharma center, like some village in India. And in a sort of way, this evening, and this once a year, we manifest exactly that. This is our Dharma center. This is the fourfold Sangha space for the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh and some village in India. So we feel that this is manifesting at least one day of the year, which means every day of the year. And because we're missing it for 2 years online, we feel now it's wonderful to come back to our home space, as it were. I thought I'd share a little bit about what the schedule will be, especially for people who are new or people who are joining on Zoom. So I'll share a little bit about the background of what we're doing here first, and then we will have all of us offering water to the trees, these 2 trees, and I'll explain to you why. And then we'll practice some walking meditation. So those of us who are at home, at that time, you could also practice walking meditation. But Tina has very kindly agreed to film at that same time, so you can join us at the same time while we're walking here. And then we will go to the amphitheater. We will have a guided meditation led by Dr. Purnima. We'll have a Dharma talk by Dr. Sa, and I will introduce them in a moment. And then we will also, the walking meditation led by Dr. Choi, and then we will have Dr. Tree with us through this. And then we will, at the end of that, have the monks lead a procession to the banyan tree in the front with candles. And then we will circle around there, and then we will have a little chanting, and then close. Then those of us who are here will share dinner together in this space that we brought our food to share. And those of us at home, Brother will be giving some instruction on eating meditation, so you can do that at home. And while we're pouring or offering most to the trees, they make some chanting. So that's you, as it were. So it's the first time actually for the Purnima we've been joined by the brothers from the tradition. So they're going to, I think they want to experience how the Buddha experienced the time of the year when he was awakened, when he was born, when he was died, how his mother felt at his feet. We have 45 degrees here now. But under the shade of these trees, I don't feel at all hot. But so Brother Kapsa, he lives in Germany. He's been there for 10, I think. First started being a monk in 2003. He was, in his past life, a mathematician, teacher, and he told me to something called non-linear optimization. Sounds like exactly the right thing to do before you become a monk. Non-linear optimization in maths. And but he likes hiking, trees, silence, and Buddhist psychology. So he teaches all these things. And then there's I want to introduce you because they are our brothers and you're meeting them for the first time. And we are very, very honored to have them today there and have our brothers coming. And Brother Fablu has one of the big initiators of Wake Up Schools, the work we've been doing with schools in India. Brother Fablu has been very much instrumental in a book called Happy Teachers Change the World. He was a teacher for then also one of the things he does in his pastime is translate French and English. He gets involved in so he's just one person, but he has a lot of skills. And then there's Brother Fakri, who leads a number of meditations in silence and also does a lot of tuning programs. And he's also in Germany, who stays with Brother Fakri. He was brought up in Vietnam, and he's they're all Dharma teachers. So we are very fortunate. Normally, when we invite the monks to come, we get one or two. This time we have 4 senior Dharma brothers. And so Brother Fakri was transmitted the lamp in 2014 by Thai. And like hiking. One of the secrets about why they're here is because actually they went to Annapurna base camp. And we just, lucked out. They've just come from a trek. And so we went on a pilgrimage first for 10 days to Bodh Gaya and Sarnath and Rajgir, etc. Then they went up in the mountains. We took some back just in time for their start to the Purnima. Well timed. So I'm glad that the temperatures are right in place. And then for Coyle, I think he was a chemical engineer or something in Intel before he became a monk. They're all people who've taken on this aspiration of really trying to not just awaken in themselves, but offer this heart of bodhicitta, of love, to help others alleviate suffering. So I think it's a huge, vocation. It's a sort of a calling, but the training of the Sangha is very, very important there. And I've known that community since '87, and so I've seen many of the brothers who come for 22 and then become wise teachers. So we're very glad. But I'm still I'm still doing my thing, and they're also like, I think the Sangha energy in Plumber really helps that. So we're hoping that we'll be able to create our plum village here. So this evening at least we have our plum village here. But I think what I like about this place is that Thai stayed here. He continues in them. He continues in all of us. You know, Thai passed away on the 22nd of January this year. So it's the first time we're meeting together after our common teacher has left this body, and some of us can't recognize him in that form. But he taught us very clearly that there's no such, there's a continuation of Thai in what we are manifesting right now, right here. And of course, in its physical form, even in the planting of the tree, which I'll share about in a moment. So we come together on this day every year as the global community of people who are interested in Buddha Dharma. It's called Vesak or Vesak or Buddha Purnima. But I think it's not from a point, some people come from a point of worship. We come from a point of, at least I come from a point of gratitude. Really saying thank you to, I've always seen the Buddha as a human being and somebody who I can relate. We go in pilgrimage, we meet him, and so that's we're very fortunate to have found that path in life, which allows us not just to overcome afflictions of fear or anxiety, but also to really transform them and then to liberate ourselves, live a happy life. And these teachings are not just for the monastics; they're really very much for lay people like us, who our families and understand the suffering of ourselves, our children, our spouses, our parents, and how do we transform that into a more healthy and happy society. So I think that's part of why we celebrate Buddha Purnima, but every day is special. It's not that, it's just that at least once a year we are reminded more about this great practice. So it's not that it's just a reminder of the collective aspiration of all of us who come to these teachings, in whichever way it falls. It's a global community of more than 500 million people. So it's a strong community, and some came from India, from this earth. And I feel so grateful that in a way I'm from India. Because when I come to Sanskriti, for example, I see all these trees. It's like a garden, a forest garden. And that's what the Buddha was spending time on. When you hear of all these places, whether it's the Jata Grove where he spent, in Shravasti where he spent 24 of his rain retreats, or the Venuvan, or the Nigrodha Park in Kapilavastu, or the Amrapali's, grove in Vaishali, Jivaka's mango grove, all these places in Kosambi, you have all these groves which are very much like this. And there you had the Lumbini one where he was born, and you have these exactly the same trees. You have the bale, which the bale sharbat we're having. There's the ashok. There's the neem, the jamun, the bargat. All these trees which are mentioned in the Buddha's neem. All in they're mentioning all this in the sutras. So we are actually in a grove, in a space, exactly like the Buddha would have. And at this gadgetic place. So in a way, it's wonderful to be when you hear that peacock in the, So it's like a recognition about ancestral birds have a sort of memory of our ancestral wisdom. So when I came in just now, I saw that there's samalkas, so the Buddha was seeing all these things, and he was speaking about it in that context and sitting in the shade of such trees. So when you came in, you may have seen the banyan. This was planted by Kumar Dhankar when this land was first inaugurated. And this place, Sanskriti, has been a vision of Gopi Jain as an art center. And then Sita Ashok tree here. Then when I came in 2008, he and Priyanka Gandhi, they planted Sita Ashok trees, a little baby like this, and now it's grown up 2 years. And this is the tree under which the Buddha was born in the Chinese canon. The banyan was the tree under which Sujata gave the key. And then we have, of course, the sal. There's no sal here, but I was coming from Dehradun a few days ago, driving, and of course we come to the whole sal forest. Buddha died in the sal forest. Some people say he was born in the sal, under the sal tree. But actually, it was a sad sight because on the road we saw trees cut, and they were, and they'd been shorn of their bark, like corpses stuck on the side of the road. The name of development. And I was wondering, what are these trees saying to us, really? What are their last words as they are laid to rest? Like Buddha died in that same position. His famous words were, something like whole condition reality, essentially, that everything's changed. It doesn't have to be only. Okay. And so we have everything changed. And so our teachers remind us that, this is kind of like long like a permanence in a sort of way, because we won't grow up. Our daughters now 21. That's going to be a baby. I think we have to look at it in a positive way too. But that is his teaching, and I was hearing the trees with a voice. Cry. And then the Bodhi, this Bodhi, when the Buddha was in Shavasana, he used to spend every rain retreat in Shavasana. And then people would come to preaching when he was not there. So then Anand, his attendant, says, what do we do? People come and they want to meet you, or they want to, pay their respect. So he said, take a sapling of the Bodhi tree and plant it. And so that then became a symbol of the Buddha, this Bodhi. Some years ago, this was 2005, we managed to get a small sapling of the Bodhi tree from wood plant. I put it to Sanskriti. So Opi and my daughter, who was about 7 months old, they planted this. And now we see how it's manifested into this beautiful tree, a lot of care. But for me, this tree has a deep significance because, and I know friends have heard me say this before, but I really feel this is the great awakening of the Buddha happened under this tree. So I see this tree as my ancestral teacher. She accompanied the Buddha every night and day for 49 years. Not how it tries to say anything about how to make a conversation. Very good. And I come from nowhere, I don't know. Taking seed, dropping seed, all these aspects have helped me manifest. And if I take one of those aspects out, one of these elements out, this great teaching of Buddha on interbeing, understanding that everything correlates. There's no such thing as an intrinsically existing entity. Was the great teaching of the Buddha, great revolutionary teaching of the Buddha. And of course, for him, then he teaches this in sadhana after his 4 level second teaching. he gives the another Lakkhana Sutta, which is really about the understanding of non-self, the understanding of integrity. This, for me, is the key teaching. What you ask with children in school. Then we do not other anyone. See that somebody else is suffering with our suffering, somebody else is happiness. Integrity is not some sort of concept that we get stuck on. It's actually a practice that is based on mindfulness. Like mindfulness practice, being aware of what is happening in this moment, in the tree, in ourselves, in the environment. That allows us to touch this non-discriminatory that which allows us to. Even when our teacher died, it was interesting. I don't know if some saw the process of his funeral. But, in his death, he was teaching us how not to get caught. What so used to rely time, Buddha are much beyond this form, manifesting the Buddha nature in us, my nature in us, tree nature in us, ant nature in us. Manifesting ourselves. So I'm glad we are here together. We are so blessed. I feel that it's so nice to have our wider community. But thank you for joining us from wherever you're joining us. But with COVID now, we've also realized that we can go hybrid. But we have also lost good friends. Oh. So I'm giving you one video, one audio. It's interesting how Buddha would have heard the same sound. So what we would do symbolically and also practically offer water. And also to choose a type of. So we have water here, and while we do that, monk time the opportunity. So set us up in a chant, and we can all join. It's a reflective chant. And we can get up of water, and then after we can gather together and then support some instructions, walking meditation, and then we will lead a walk to Gandhi Temple, where we'll settle down for some meditation. Is that okay?
Start recording the walking as well.
So now we'll continue our walk toward the auditorium.
solidly. Might like to smile. Smile in gratitude to be in such a beautiful space and to be together after 2 years of isolation. It is a great gift that we are offered as monks to be in the homeland of the Buddha for Buddha Purnima. And we'd like to start with a short guided meditation. Just check with Shantam the timing for the meditation. It's now 7:40. So we can sit at the Buddha sat palangan, means with our legs crossed if you feel comfortable. If not, you can either kneel or sit in a chair. The important thing is that we are stable and feel connection with the earth. So if we're in a chair, our feet are flat on the ground so that we can feel this stability. And we bring our attention back to our breathing. Sit upright, bringing mindfulness to our body, to our breathing. And we'll listen to 3 sounds of the bell. Let the sound of the bell penetrate every cell of your body, inviting us to wake up to this present moment, this wonderful moment. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. In, out. As I breathe in, my breath becomes deeper. As I breathe out, my breath becomes slower. Deep, slow. Breathing in, I feel calm in body and mind. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Calm, ease in body and mind. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Calm, breathing in, I smile. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release any tension. Breathing out, I release any tension in my body, in my mind. Smile, release. Breathing in, I do it happily. in the present moment. Breathing out, I see that this is a wonderful moment. Present moment, wonderful moment. And allow the rain, the Dharma rain, just to settle in our consciousness. We don't have to think about it. Just let it heal, let it come into our consciousness and allow flowers that are naturally there to grow. So we'll begin with 3 sounds of the bell and invite the Taifapsa to offer the Dhamma talk today. Friends who are here in the stadium live, and those who are virtually present with us via Zoom. I'm so happy to sit here. Touch the microphone.
Yeah, so I feel so much gratitude to sit here and to celebrate the Buddha's birthday with all of you. And we say birthday, and we think of the time when Shakyamuni Buddha was born here in this vicinity, India, Nepal. And I feel so much gratitude for him because I see him as my teacher, as my guru teacher. And the fact that I'm sitting here and I feel ease is his birthday, but because he had human parents, he had a human family. Later on, he had a human wife and a human child. And as a teacher, he had human disciples. And because he was a human, he can very well relate to our own difficulties. Because he was having similar difficulties in his own life. And so he wanted to find a way how to deal with suffering and how to live a happy and content life. And so we can see on one hand that the Buddha was born and that he had passed away. But also if we look deeply, we can see that the Buddha can be present with us right now in this moment. Because we see that he had a life, a teaching life and a practice life. And he had a community. And if we look like our community right now, the way we are sitting, is like a grand child Sangha of the original community that the Buddha was practicing with. And there's no interruption. Like his teaching body and his practice body has been transmitted over many generations. And his peace and his mindfulness, his compassion, his love that he transmitted to the people around him and was embodied in his practice and in his life has been transmitted by many generations so that it could come to us. And since the Buddha lived in this country most of his life, maybe he felt very at home in his place in Kapilat Vastu, where he grew up. He might have felt very at home. But still, he decided to leave his original country and to become a monk. And he was traveling and he was practicing to be at home everywhere. Everywhere he came, he practiced being at home. And that is something that we can all do if we are here right now, or if we are in other places in the world, attending via Zoom, or wherever we are, we can make it into our home, where we are. We do not need to go to a special place. So the Buddha, we read that he attained enlightenment under a tree, and that was his seat of awakening. He had so much peace where he was sitting. He was not longing to go anywhere, to do something different, to turn on the television, to take out his mobile phone and to go online and to look for something interesting. He felt very at peace where he was sitting under that tree. And for him, that was perfect. He was at ease with himself and he was in peace with the world around him. And so he had a home. He had a home in himself, in his body, and he felt at home in his feelings, and he felt at home in his mind. And that is not something that he could buy. He didn't have any possessions, but that was something that was the fruit of his own practice. And that reminds me of also of our teacher, Tai, who, as Shantam said before, oh, the birds seem to be in agreement. And that Tai experienced when he was a child, 9 years old, and he grew up in Vietnam, and Vietnam is also a country where Buddhism has flourished for many, many centuries. And he saw a picture of the Buddha when he was 9 years old. And he saw so much peace and radiance, lightness. And he was so inspired. At that moment, he did not know. It was probably his first experience with like feeling an aspiration to become a monk, even though he could not express it in words that he wanted to become a monk. But looking back, he saw that that was an important moment for him, where he felt so much ease, like seeing the Buddha with so much ease and so much peace and tranquility. And then later on, he practiced also for himself to have the same kind of compassion, mindfulness, insight as the Buddha had. And also for him, since he was not able to return to his home country for almost 40 years, because he was in exile from Vietnam during the Vietnam War, because he spoke out for peace and he was not welcome in his home country anymore. So also he had to practice to be at home where he was and to dwell peacefully where he was. In France, in our main monastery, he practiced to see that as his home. And wherever he went, he felt at peace with himself and the environment. And that is something that we can all do. I see when we were driving here in India, in Delhi, Noida, I see many people are in the traffic, and many people like to use the horn. And I think mostly the horn means like, I am here, so please get out of the way. And it is a signal so that other people are aware of our presence. And I think generally speaking, we want always to go faster. And we see that there's a lot of other people on the road that can slow us down. And in us, there's an energy that we want to go faster. We want to go to our destination. And when the Buddha was walking on this planet Earth, he was practicing to arrive in every step and to feel ease and tranquility wherever he was. And that is also something we can also practice when we are in traffic, to see that right here and right now, that can be our seat of awakening. We don't need to sit under a Bodhi tree or a special kind of tree or to be at home in our destination. We can do it right where we are. Everywhere we are, that can be our seat of awakening. in Germany, where I live in the center of European Institute of Applied Buddhism, which our teacher founded in the year 2008. And we are in a town called Waldbröl. And very close to us, there are supermarkets. And there's a park in between where we do often walking meditation. And I remember one time I was in the supermarket, and I had the energy, which is a habit energy that I have, and I think it's very present in my family, of wanting to select the line that was shortest, that would go fastest. So I have a very good eye, like Shanta was saying, like I did a nonlinear optimization. So somehow maybe in my mind, I have something like with my eyes, I look which line in front of, like, before paying, like before the cashier, like is the fastest line. So I have an idea, like to optimize my time in the supermarket. So I am very selective, and I think I select this line. So we'll go the fastest. But then I recognized that energy, and I thought, actually, because if I'm right now in a hurry to get out of the supermarket, because I think then I will be home sooner, then I take that rushing energy, I take with me. And by the time I'm home, it is not sure that I can really enjoy being home. Maybe I'm still rushing. I arrive at home, but there's not the energy of having arrived and feeling at home in my body, in my feelings, in my mind. So when I recognize that, I just practice being at home in the supermarket, not needing to go any other place, but enjoying my time, standing in line, and enjoy slowing down physically and mentally by being aware of my breathing and being really present in my body and calming and relaxing my body as I was breathing in and out. And that was very pleasant, because when I was in the supermarket, I felt at home. When I left the supermarket, I felt at home. And when I arrived back in our center, I felt at home. And also our practice, our mindfulness practice, has that seal, that everywhere we are, we have that seal of I have arrived, I am at home, arrived at home. And also soon we will have a practice of eating meditation. And also with eating meditation, we can do the same. We can be deeply in touch with the food that is there. So we are mindful of eating. So mindfulness is always mindfulness of something. And we have been practicing to be mindful of our breathing as we did the guided meditation, mindfulness of the dog that is right in front of us and walking peacefully, happily, and mindfulness of our feelings. We can be mindful of our mind. What is there? What is our mind looking for? What are we searching for in our life? And so with each activity in our daily life, we can practice being at home in that activity. And that can also be in the eating meditation. So when we are eating, we can practice really being present for the food that is there. And I also have a habit of eating fast, I recognize that energy in my blood family. I have a spiritual family. The Buddha is part of that, and he has a habit in the spiritual family of eating peacefully, at ease, slowly, chewing the food well, and enjoying the food that is there, and not talking while eating, but really being 100% present for the food that is there without a hurry, and enjoying the food 100%. So I'm still trying to harmonize this energy of my spiritual family with the energy of my blood family. And I remember growing up on a farm. There was always a lot to do on the farm. And my father always said like, okay, let's hurry up. It will be dark soon. Because on the farm, the daylight is very precious. And so hurry up, it will soon be dark and we cannot work outside in the fields anymore. And so I also see this energy also in me, and I smile at it because I know I do not need to hurry. And my ancestors, who are a continuation in me, I'm their continuation. My ancestors can practice with me, and so I see I'm practicing for myself. I'm practicing as a continuation of the Buddha, many ancestors, and I'm also practicing as a continuation of my father, my mother, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and I invite them to eat with me and to eat mindfully and to be present for the food that is there. And when we slow down a bit, we can recognize all the conditions that made this food available to us right here in this moment. And we can recognize that the nature of interbeing, that everything comes together for us. For example, to have a piece of naan, to have a piece of bread. And when we look deeply into it, we see that there are many people who contributed for us to have something to eat right now. The foundation has been laid for many generations before us. Many generations have worked to build up this country. Our land ancestors, our blood ancestors have worked for us to have a future and to have something to eat right now. And also all the people, the plants, the animals, the minerals that are present with us right now in this moment are supporting our very existence. So when we eat and we are mindful and aware of the fact that that everything can be found in one piece of bread. And our teacher has said, like he has many calligraphies, and it says like the bread in our hand is the body of the cosmos. And it means that like if we look at the cosmos, our surrounding, and we know that we are a part of it, and we know that we have a history very far back into the past to see how galaxies were created, and that we are also the elements in our body are the iron, everything that is there. That is a continuation of many stars that have been there before us. So also the bread we can see in our hands, we can see that that is also stars, that is the cosmos. It is the body of the cosmos. And we can see the rain, and we can see the sunshine, and we can see everything that is there supporting our existence. And when we are aware of that, it's not like to be very intellectual, but it is to nourish our gratitude and to see that we cannot take it for granted. And that is mindfulness, to see, like many things that we think we take for granted, that actually we cannot take for granted. And when we do that, we are nourishing our gratitude. To sit here together in this peaceful environment is not to be taken for granted. It is a great gift. To have a spiritual path to walk on cannot be taken for granted. It is a gift. Our in-breath and our out-breath in peace, tranquility, is not something to be taken for granted. To have two eyes that can see forms, colors, to be in touch with reality is not to be taken for granted. It's special. To be able to hear is special. To be able to smell, to be in touch with the wonderful things around us and in us is really, really special. And so I hope all of us, we have a chance, especially on this day, to practice stopping, to practice calming down in all the activities that we do. And when we, next time, when we hear our phone ringing, please take a moment not to pick it up directly, but see it as a bell of mindfulness. Just like this bell we have here on the stage, it is an invitation for us to return to our breathing and to enjoy our being present in our body, calling our mind back to our body, not being in the future or in the past, but to call our mind back to our body and to enjoy the sound of the bell. And that we can also do with our phone. We hear our phone and we can choose kind of like a nice, relaxing tone for our phone. And we can see that as our bell of mindfulness. And so it's not always, we can train ourselves to not see it as an alarm bell, because very often we hear a sound of the telephone and it is our, the seed from our ancestors, like to be as if we are in the forest and there are tigers and there's predators. We hear something and we are immediately alert and ready to react. And this phone can very much bring the same kind of reaction. Suddenly, we are aware and we are experiencing stress. And so to train ourselves to listen to our phone, not as an alarm bell, but as a bell of mindfulness. And that is a training, and we can succeed if we put our whole heart and energy into it. We hear our phone and we are aware this is a bell of mindfulness, and I return to my breathing and I relax my body and mind. So that is pleasant for us, and it's also pleasant for the person we are going to speak with. And if we do that, then that is a great gift to also to the Buddha, to his original Sangha, to the many generations of spiritual ancestors that have come before us. Because the Buddha doesn't need any material gifts. He doesn't need, flowers are nice, incense is nice, but the greatest gift we can offer is to see, for him to experience that his spiritual path is still very much alive today. And that is a great gift. By the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we listen, the way we answer our telephone. So we have many ways, many concrete ways to have this energy in us alive. And the Buddha is not just limited to Shakyamuni Buddha for 2,500 years ago, but we can see that this energy of the Buddha is present in all of us. We all have the seeds of compassion, of love, of mindfulness, the capacity to stop, to be at ease, to relax our body, to relax our mind. That is all present in us. And when we practice like that, the Buddha is still very much alive with us in this moment. And we can see, we can all make the Buddha alive in us. And so like in one way, the Buddha has passed away 2,500 years ago, but we see also that, that many generations have practiced to keep the Buddha alive. The Buddha nature, the energy of the Buddha, the energies of compassion, of love, of mindfulness, concentration, insight, they are alive in this moment with us. And we do it as a community, and we see that this community is a continuation of the original community that the Buddha founded 2,500 years ago. So let us enjoy 3 sounds of the bell as we end this sharing, and then we will lead a procession out of this amphitheater, and we will be going with candles in a procession to the banyan tree, and we do that in silence. We do that in silence. We share the silence amongst each other to enjoy this special solemn moment. And we like to invite everybody to share this silence together, and to be aware of our footsteps, to be aware of our breathing as we go with candlelight to the banyan tree. Thank you for listening.
Hello? Yeah, okay. So before we take the candles and move to the tree, I just wanted to say a little bit about Ahimsa Trust. So Ahimsa Trust represents Thich Nhat Hanh in India and was set up in 1996. We work in the areas of bringing mindfulness to education, especially with teacher training. We organize retreats for teachers and educators, including an annual national retreat apart from working in different schools. We also work with the CRPF to help handle their emotional stress. We organize retreats and talks and invite monastics from Thich Nhat Hanh's community to India to teach, like the wonderful ones that are here this evening. We also do social development work in villages in Bengal, and we work in Dehradun too, in the areas of healthcare, education, livelihood, nutrition, and organic farming. Lastly, and very importantly, we are in the process, as Shantam had shared earlier, of setting up a Plum Village Mindfulness Practice Center and ashram in Dehradun called Jamun Village. For this, the land has been donated by some of us, but we need a lot of skills, resources, and of course, lots of money. So please do contribute generously. The practice of dana is what keeps the wheel of the Dharma turning, to give from the heart in whatever way. We would like to express our gratitude for this evening. We'd like to particularly thank O.P. Jain ji and his family, Maya ji and Bhavna ji. We would also like to thank Sanskriti Kendra and their trustees who offer this beautiful space to us each year. We would like to thank the staff led by Munilal ji, whom we would like to support in a small way as we do each time we are here. A big thank you to Vardhan for his care in coordinating and organizing everything today. Thank you to Vijay and his team for this sound system from Vision Higher. And of course, a big thank you to the volunteers of Ahimsa Trust. We do this voluntarily and have been doing so for the past 26 years. We are also very, very grateful to our monastic brothers who come here and who do this for no remuneration. They live, in fact, on dana, so whatever you give will be welcome. I could suggest a recommended amount of 1,000 rupees if you can afford it, or whatever amount you would like to, more or less. There is a donation box at the registration table. We, of course, also welcome volunteers and whatever skills you may like to contribute. There is also a feedback form at the registration desk, and we would appreciate your filling it up. It also tells you how to stay in touch with us through communities and sanghas in Delhi and the NCR. There are also some DVDs, which are recorded talks of Thai, and some practices like deep relaxation and other meditations on them, which are available for free for people who would like to take them. And if you would like to give us a donation for it, you are welcome to do that too. As the Buddha teaches, a generous heart is the source of happiness. It tears down walls. It connects us to others. May the blessings of your generosity spread goodness to you and all beings. Thank you.
So dear friends, we'll, at the small sound of the bell, we can stand up and bow in gratitude for the Dharma teaching we received today. And then we'll also bow to the Buddha. This is just a statue of the Buddha. We know the Buddha is in our heart. And then the monks will lead us in picking up a candle over here, and we'll then follow in a procession of maybe 2 or 3 lines to the banyan tree. We'll then put in silence the candle, we'll place it, and we'll listen to chanting.
मंगल हो रात्रि शुभ हो दोपहर की घड़ियां आए खुशियां एक पल और हर क्षण रात और दिन हो कुशल रतन के आशीर्वाद से सर्व सृष्टि सुरक्षित रहे चार विधियों से उत्पन्न जीवों का भूमि पवित्र पे सदा निवास त्रिलोकों के प्राणी पद्म सिंहासन पर उत्पन्न हो भटकते जी बोधि सत्व के 3 सिद्धांतों का करे अनुभव सर्वस्व प्राणी सुगमता से पूर्ण बोधि सबके चरण धरे भगवत की तेजस्वी छवि पूर्णिमा की तरह सूरज की रोशनी की तरह प्रज्ञा से प्रकाशित है मंडल प्रज्ञा का हर दिशा में फैल रहा सभी को घेरे है मैत्री और करुणा से मुदिता और अपेक्षा से ये बुधाया नमो शाक्या बुनाये बुधाया नमो शाक्या बुनाये बुधाया
So, dear friends, you may notice that the full moon is offering us a presence, and very blessed that this is the same moon, maybe same but different moon that the Buddha was born under, was awakened under, and passed away. And as we've heard teachings from others, we have a potential ourselves. I hope that we will apply this teaching and practice. Thank you for all of those who joined from on Zoom from all over the world. I gather Argentina to Taiwan, but all of us here, we are welcome to just now share our meal. I know everyone's brought something. If you have brought something, there's more than enough. So please do share, and we will, as Brother Fafsa was sharing, we will sit down. You will sit on somewhere else, not on the ground. We sit on the ground together and eat together in mindful eating. And if you're at home, you would like to also practice